All right, let's dive into a topic that is so important for our well being, but one that so many of us really struggle with: how to set healthy boundaries. So, let me start by asking you something. Do you ever get to the end of the day and just feel completely and totally drained? Or maybe you feel overwhelmed by everything you've said yes to? Or, maybe just a little bit taken for granted? If you're not in your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. And the fix? Well, it might be a lot simpler than you think. The key to all of this often comes down to one thing: boundaries. Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we need to understand what we're actually talking about. What are these so-called invisible lines we're supposed to be drawing anyway? Well, here's the best way to think about it. Boundaries are basically the invisible lines we draw around ourselves to protect our whole being: our physical self, our emotional energy, and our mental health. They're what tell other people what we're okay with and, just as importantly, what we're not. But let's be real for a second. If this was easy, we'd all have it figured out, right? The thing is, it's really hard. We feel this immense guilt. We worry that we're going to come across as selfish, or we're just plain scared of being rejected. And for a lot of us, it can go even deeper. Maybe you grew up in a place where your limits just weren't respected. So you see, boundaries aren't just one simple thing. They actually cover a ton of different parts of our lives. You can almost think of it as mapping out your own personal territory. First up, we have physical boundaries. This is probably the one that comes to mind first for most of us. It's all about your personal bubble, right? Your comfort with physical touch. Are you a big hugger, or do you kind of prefer a handshake? There's no right or wrong here. It's just about what feels right for you. Next, let's move from the physical to the emotional. And wow, this one is huge. Emotional boundaries are all about protecting your inner energy so you don't get drained by other people's moods or problems. I love this quote from our source material because it just nails it. It's about protecting your emotions from being overly influenced or manipulated. It means you get to decide how much you can give to others without completely emptying your own tank. Number 3, time boundaries. Think of this as getting to be the CEO of your own schedule. It's about being able to look at your to-do list and say no to the things that aren't a priority so you can finally say yes to what truly matters to you. And what about our stuff? Our possessions? That's where material boundaries come in. This is all about setting limits on lending things, whether it's 20 bucks, your car, or even your favorite jacket. This can be a really tough one because that fear of rejection can pop up again, but it's so necessary. Fifth on our list is mental boundaries. This is about having the freedom to have your own thoughts, your own values, your own opinions. It's about being able to disagree with someone respectfully without feeling like you have to change who you are just to fit in. It's really about protecting your individuality. And finally, spiritual boundaries. This is about honoring your own personal beliefs and your own spiritual path, whatever that may look like for you. It's being able to say, hey, I totally respect what you believe, and I just ask that you respect what I believe too. All right, so we get what boundaries are, and we know all the different types. Now for the million-dollar question. How in the world do we actually do it? Well, let's open up the boundary setting toolkit. Here we go, a simple 5-step guide. First, you've got to identify your limits. You can't protect a boundary if you don't even know it's there. Second, communicate clearly. Be calm, be assertive. Third, and this is crucial, be consistent. People need to know you mean it. Fourth, practice self-compassion. Please remember, this isn't selfish, it's self-respect. And finally, if you need to, seek support. Talk to a friend or even a professional. Now this right here, this is a game changer. It's the I statement. Instead of saying something that sounds like an accusation like, you always drain my energy after work, you flip it. You make it about your needs. I need some quiet time after work to recharge. You feel the difference. It's not about blame. It's about a need. And that simple switch can change everything about the conversation. So we've spent all this time talking about setting boundaries with other people. But there's one more relationship that we have to manage, and it might just be the most important one of all. Let's talk about the final frontier: yourself. And this comparison just lays it all out perfectly. See, boundaries with others are about managing external demands, but boundaries with yourself, that's about managing your internal habits. It's making a promise to yourself to stop checking work emails after dinner. It's honoring your body's need for sleep. It's all about prioritizing your own self-care and building that self-discipline that leads to real growth. So, as we wrap this up, I really want to reframe this whole idea because it's so easy to think of boundaries as this negative thing, right? But setting boundaries is not about building walls.
No, it's about building something way, way better. It's about fostering respect for yourself and from others. It's about creating real understanding and finding a healthy, sustainable balance in your relationships and, most of all, in your own life.
Look, at the end of the day, setting boundaries is a practice. It's something you actively do. So I'll leave you with this final thought to take with you. What is one boundary you're going to set for yourself this week?